Hi guys, Matt Lemke here with your gamer goggles. We're at the Palladium booth. You're allowed to come in here. Is he going to sign stuff? Is that it? Yeah. Here, sign. Give him a pen. He can sign while I talk. And maybe I can make him screw up his signature while he signs. Then it's really limited. Anyway, really we're at the busy Palladium booth, and I'm going to talk with Kevin Szymbieta. I got to work on my Polish a little bit.
Szymbieta in Polish.
Szymbieta, that's right. My mom always corrects me. And my grandmother would if she was still around. But anyway, we're going to talk about Rifts, Palladium Fantasy, Nightbane. Well, you got new books for Robotech RPG, right?
We have a bunch of stuff planned.
Maybe we'll talk about the plans for the RPG. And then maybe in a couple weeks I'll be able to Skype with Chris, who couldn't make it, and he's like the new spokesperson for Robotech Tactics. If you're at Gen Con, stay hydrated. Last year I had 2 friends go to the hospital.
Really? Wow.
It sneaks up on you at Gen Con.
Yeah, that's 2 years ago I almost did.
Too much booze, and well, I had a friend, judging Magic Gathering, I had a friend, he's standing at the table, making a ruling. Next thing you know, he's on the floor. Hospital. Ambulance. That's really dehydrated.
Yeah, I'll say.
Thank you so
there you go,
much,
thank
buddy.
you.
Oh yeah, Chuck's going to sign the other.
Attention Gen Con attendees, did you know the Codenames Guild is a brand new member? This time it's a cooperative version for 2 players. Visit Checkmates Edition demo room number 232 on the 2nd floor to buy and play brand new Codenames Duet.
Hey, he's done. All right. So, Kevin, Matt, people. And we're going to start, well, he's got Secrets of Atlantis, not Atlanteans, right there. And we're going to talk a little bit about what's in it and makes it cool. What makes it cool?
Tons of things make it cool.
Well, the art makes it cool because it looks like they're rifting in.
And that's exactly what they're doing. On the cover, you basically have a couple of true Atlanteans rifting into some other world. This book is pretty awesome. People have been waiting for it for a long time. Carl Gliba's the writer, did a great job. There are something like 60 new magic tattoos for tattooed men. There's the new crystal magic. There's the Crystal Guardian, which is this really cool power armor. There are floor plans and layouts and details on the stone pyramids. There's a few new Atlantean OCCs, plus a bunch of background and history. There's a ton on the Sunaj assassins. We introduced the new Shadow Mage and Shadow Assassin. This is one of those books that's just packed full of ideas on every single page. In fact, we probably didn't bring enough at Gen Con.
But that's good.
We brought like 120 copies and we sold 70 yesterday.
Oh yeah, they're not going to make it.
Yeah, we're going to sell out by the end of tomorrow, maybe by the middle of tomorrow.
We're going to sell out today.
We could sell out today, yeah.
No, you sold 70 yesterday? That's over half.
Yeah. Yeah, people are loving it, so that's cool. And we got lots of other Rift books coming out. I got 3 other titles that went out by the end of the year. The Disavowed, Coalition Arsenal, Living Nowhere, which is a cool book set in the Pecos Empire with like 4 or 5 little towns that are kind of interrelated by this screwball scheme by this techno-wizard. There's a bunch of techno-wizard things in that too. I want to get a Dead Rain book out. That's our zombie apocalypse game. And then we've got 3 different fantasy games in the pipeline. I don't know if we'll get more than 1 out by the end of this year, if that, but
it's a lot of books.
Well, one of the cool things is we recently got a business manager to help handle the business end of things so I can put more time into the creative and get more product out. So hopefully that will really pan out.
That'll help a lot, actually, I think.
Oh, I do. It's already helping.
Yeah.
And he's only been on board 2 months, so.
2 months? Yeah, 2 months.
Yeah.
That's about right. Yep. Okay, so I guess next is Nightbane?
Yes. So Nightbane Dark Design is at the printers. This is the gorgeous Chuck Walton cover. We wanted to have it in time for Gen Con, we just couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, the airplanes are on strike.
No, I just couldn't get the editing done and get it done right. So just couldn't get it in printer in time to get an even, a few dozen PODs, print on demands. So unfortunately, it's not here, but it is at the printer. It should ship the end of August.
Well, for the Nightbane fans, what's in the book? Or what will be in the book?
Stuff.
Spoken like a true Pole.
So it really focuses on the Nightbane. It's called Dark Designs because of a lot of new Morphus, for people familiar with Nightbane. For those of you who aren't familiar with Nightbane, basically it's our modern world after an event called Dark Day, and that was, with the eclipse coming, it's kind of cool because basically night never ended one day. So the day stayed dark, that's why it's called Dark Day, and things have never been the same after Dark Day. There's rumors of monsters and demons and things going on and corruption within the government. And the Nightbane are known as this because what's going on is these supernatural beings from the night lands have come in and quietly have infiltrated a lot of Earth government and a lot of different things so they can corrupt human. They basically want to turn Earth into an extension of the Nightlands, which is sort of this twilight hell type environment. And the Nightbane are humans who realize that they have supernatural powers, but to use them, they have to change from their human facade into a monstrous Nightbane. So it's kind of got that Hulk kind of vibe, or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of vibe, where you have to turn into a monster to fight the monsters. And the monster form is known as the Morphus. So there's a ton of things about the Morphuses in here. There's information about the ancient Nightbane. There's a ton of new magic spell-like things that in Nightbane are called talents. So yeah, there's a lot of great cool stuff in there. It was written by Mark Oberle. It's his second book. He also wrote Nightbane Survival Guide with Irvin Jackson. It's got a lot of good stuff.
Okay, so we've talked about Disavowed. What else is coming out this year? I mean, we didn't talk about this year. You're going to have to go back to last year's interview and look at that if you want to talk about Disavowed.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, we're behind on a lot of stuff. If they looked at the last interview, probably a lot of the stuff I said is coming out last year we hope to get out this year.
But the manager's helping.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
yeah, Disavowed was scheduled for last year, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we've already talked about that. We're going to move on to some of the other, what else is coming out for Rifts?
Well, we have a number of things planned for Rifts. One of which, in fact, this will be the first time I've mentioned it anywhere.
Of course.
We are going to collect up a bunch of the monsters.
You're going to make a bestiary.
And basically make a bestiary book.
Sweet!
Or a series of books. For example, the first book might be Creatures of North America.
I would, honestly, I think I would like to see smaller books like that by region.
Well,
that's like Federation of Magic. Well, North America's huge. Yeah. So, maybe you wouldn't have to do that in every section of the world, but at least North America, because it's so important. You can see like Monsters of the Coalition State, Monsters of the Federation of Magic, Monsters of the West.
I don't know if we're going to get quite that small, but yeah, we're going to break it down more or less by regions. There'll be some new monsters, some new information on some old monsters, but it's going to be a nice book, and I'm certainly going to collect a bunch of the stuff that exists in the different source books, so they have a much easier reference guide for those kind of things.
I like that. What else?
We've been fooling around with the Laszlo source book, which will probably be 2 or 3 source books, because people have wanted that for a long time. And we got some other things brewing that I don't know if I want to mention quite yet.
Now he's going to save those for the open house.
Oh yeah, the Palladium open house. That's something.
April 2018, 20th to 22nd, right?
Yep.
I got the dates right.
Yep.
I'm amazing.
I mean, yeah. So for those of you who don't know what a Palladium open house is, we throw a MiniCon basically in the Palladium warehouse. And the cool thing about that is you get to play, where we make the games. You get to game with me and a bunch of other creators who create the games that you enjoy so much.
Sometimes me.
And even this guy.
Yeah, I think I've been there once in 10 years. But I'm planning on making this one.
Yeah, you should.
I'm gonna try. It's all about money. It's all about money.
Yeah.
All right, so on to Palladium Fantasy.
We've got 3 books in the pipeline. One, of course, is Garden of the Gods, which I'm supposed to be writing. And then we've
why aren't you working on it? I mean, I'm designing a game right now.
I'm at this very moment.
At this very moment.
That explains a lot.
I got 2 sides to my brain.
Sure.
One side's here, the other side's somewhere else.
There you go. That works. Wish I could do that.
Not everybody's as special.
Landin of South Winds we're working on. Lopan is, in fact, the Lopan manuscript is in. That's being written by, or has been written by Glenn Evans, who did Byzantium.
Oh, wow.
And he's got ideas for a few other books. I really want to see Land of the South Winds come out, because that's a fun place. It's funny for me, because we played Palladium Fantasy for like a decade. And so when I think about some of these places, it's like, I can write that. We were there, and it's like, wait a minute, it's not real, Kev. But up here, we were there. I know it's there. So, Garden of the Gods, Lopan, hopefully Land of the South Winds.
It's been a long time since I've played Palladium, but I've always wanted South Winds. I mean, when I say long time, maybe 25 years. Yeah. Maybe more.
Which means you're an old guy.
It does. But I'm still pretty spry for an old guy.
You are pretty spry for an old guy. I like to think I am too.
Last night, my roommates passed out at midnight, and I was still going at 3 o'clock.
Well, there you go.
Trying to be like, I gotta go to bed, gotta go to bed, gotta go to bed. It didn't work.
Yeah, but especially at a con like this, there's so much going on. It's hard to go to bed. It's hard, you want to hang with people, play games. And
I was actually, like I said, Game On's having a game design competition while they're here. I was actually designing a game last night.
Yeah?
Like I am right now. It's still rolling around in the back of my head.
That's cool.
It'll be rolling around all day until I actually get it done.
Nice.
Yeah, they give you the components and everything.
Yeah.
Or you pick the components. You get 20 points to pick components, and you build your game with what you pick.
Nice.
It's
pretty
fun.
Cool.
So if you go to PAX Unplugged, which is where they're going, not to take anything away from Palladium, but if you go to PAX Unplugged, they'll be doing it again there. And open house, come play games. Yeah, like you get to play test games. So will Carmen be there with?
I believe he would. Yeah.
With I don't remember the name of it.
Well, he didn't have an official name. He was just calling it the Rifts board game.
Oh, the unofficial Rifts.
Because he was going to have a contest. I hope we're not blowing anything. He was going to have a contest to let backers name the game.
Well, he's here, right?
No, he couldn't make it this year.
Oh. So say we could ask him.
Yeah, no.
But all right. Well, anyway, anything else?
I think that covers the main thing.
In case you're going to cater again this year at the open house?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's food there. You don't have to go anywhere, even though you can.
Fun stuff to buy. A dozen artists who are happy to draw your characters and sell you prints and artwork.
Just don't go to Chuck for it.
Oh yeah, not that Chuck Walton guy.
Yeah, don't go to that Chuck Walton guy because he's always backed up.
Oh, that's true.
It might take a while to get your art.
Chuck's art's just
but
good.
That's because he doesn't charge enough.
That's true. You get some pretty good deals from Chuck.
Originals?
Well, he cares about the fans. And
what is that? That's a 24 by 18 inch original for like $400.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only pencil. There's no color to that, but still.
Yeah. Oh, that thing sold in the first 10 minutes of this convention.
I mean, you go over to Mr. Elmore, which I mean, Larry's been doing it probably a little bit longer than Chuck. Maybe as long as Chuck's been alive.
Yeah, I think so.
style. And Mr. Elmore's at the point where I do what I want to do. I'm not doing any more licensed work.
Well, and he deserves that. I mean, the guy.
He does.
He's a great guy. Larry, I know Larry very well.
Yeah, and you know, I
Wonderful
mean,
person.
but where I was going is his original would be like
Oh yeah.
$2,000.
Yeah.
And Chuck is. I'm not demeaning Larry, but because they're different styles.
Very.
But Chuck's style is every bit as deserving as Larry's.
I would agree with that.
Okay. Anyway, bye guys. Been a great interview. Good to see you again. Good to see you again. See you at Palladium Open House.
Cool.